Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to do a more freeform video looking at server-side object container streaming that's going to be coming in the future, its restrictions to the game while we don't have it at the moment, and some of the improvements and changes at Lorville, because there have been some in 3.5. There's a new train line, for example, that hit relatively recently, that I haven't actually been on or visited. There's a load of lighting improvements in 3.5. Some of the performance and rendering stuff has got a lot better as well. And this is just going to be a super chill, go through my thought processes as we walk around and fly around and just talk about the game. So I hope you enjoy. So I'm here at Hurston, going to Lorville. There have been a load of cool little quality of life changes and improvements in 3.5, just to sort of like to the light diffusion, the lighting in general, load of the visuals. As you can see at the moment, there's a lot of like fog cloudiness going on here. Now, I'm not sure if I'm a fan or not, but it's more of a prelude to me to having sort of like layered fog and weather systems and that sort of stuff. We can see that the way the light interacts with it, it's pretty awesome looking. It's very, very loud. Oh, let me turn that down. Extremely loud. Yeah, the way the light bounces off it, partly diffuses through it, is all pretty cool. Now, one of the things they'll use fog for is for performance gains. So some of this fog stuff, it will allow them to partly occlude things, giving them more resources and more resource budget to make other stuff look cool. So I'm not really 100% sure how I feel about ArcCorp or Lorville or Hurston or some of these other moons and planets being very foggy. Hopefully there'll be a range of weather and sort of lighting effects. But there's lots of other improvements to this sort of like procedural generation tech, giving it some reasonable performance gains, especially around city areas, high sort of like transit and player areas where there's a lot of like player hub activity going on. And you can see here the actual sort of like morning around Lorville as I come in past the Hurston Dynamics tower here. And it looks absolutely fantastic now. It is a significant improvement from 3.4.3, in my opinion. And there's lots of these like subtle details that you don't really notice until you go back to a place or start to actually directly compare some things. Got some problems with my engines overheating repeatedly. It is much quicker to get down to the ground and then back up into orbit now. So like the quantum travelable area on a planet or moon surface is much easier to reach. You don't have to go so far up. The atmosphere is much lower, is what I'm trying to say in really, really butchered terms, so you can then quantum travel to other places. And I actually quite like that. But your engines overheat now a lot. I've put my landing gear down. It does impose a little bit of drag landing gear, but it seems to make your ship shake a little less, which is useful. But yeah, so server-side object container streaming, I did want to talk about here as well. So the servers are getting massively overburdened now. They're adding these planets, and there's effectively one server. Let me just request a landing services here. But the servers are getting massively overburdened because there's one server with 50 people on for each instance of the game at the moment. So it's low player caps, there's a single server, each of these locations is generated on the server, and they don't really get slept appropriately. I mean, object container streaming does some of it, the client side that we currently have, but there is no server-side object container streaming currently. This will allow them to sleep areas of the server that are not in use and cull out zones when they're not in use, so you don't have to worry about those entities there. They can pause them, they can say, well, we'll look at those entities later. That is an interesting bug, I can see through the planet. But yeah, so those areas can then be culled, and then you can have significantly higher player caps on a server, but also ArcCorp and Lorville don't have so much of a performance sort of like hit, and you'll notice servers get more and more degraded, and this is one of the things that's causing AI to have a lot of problems, and just generally people to have performance issues and servers to crash and that sort of stuff. There was loads of problems with ArcCorp getting added because it's another huge area added to the game, and there's only been a small amount of performance improvements, and they have been trying to get them in throughout 3.5, but Lorville is looking a lot cooler and better now. But server-side object container streaming should be coming later in 2019. At least that looks to be the current plan for it. It's obviously something that is a big prerequisite of full persistence and server meshing. Right, so some of the entities have been removed from HABs. Lots of NPCs have been removed in the latest few PTU 3.5 patches, and this is, as I said, because of the object container streaming stuff for the server side. There just isn't enough resources on the server to be able to support all this stuff. However, we can make a lovely coffee and pick it up. Let's go straight to drinking it. But yeah, the grabby handiness of interaction doesn't grip that cup correctly at the moment. I suspect that's just a little tiny fix. But you can inspect things, you can see liquids move. Some liquids are solid at the moment, we found. But yeah, I just thought it's cool that some of these objects have got so much sort of interaction with, and with full persistence, you will be able to place them anywhere. You'll be able to place them on the ship, and it'll be permanently there on your ship. Let's move out and have a look at the new railway line and some of the other lighting within Lorville now. Some guy just got shot by the guards. Don't know why. He was a criminal probably and was just running through. But, oh, there's some particle effect problems as well at the moment. So it's something they want to fix. Probably not a major blocker. I mean, actually, it could be the latest GeForce drivers. But I'm assuming it's just a problem their end rather than graphics based. But we'll have to wait and see. You can see the sort of like vividness of the shaders, the colours and the lighting coming through a lot more. You still got that sort of like slightly red pink hue on the planet, but all of the lighting in all these areas seems to have improved somewhat, or at least changed. A little bit of flicker there. Jump to the starport so I can actually show you where the new train line is in Lorville. But there are some cool little improvements to the trains. Actually, they might have been here before, I've just noticed them. But it tells you what location you're going to. It tells you how long it's going to take you to arrive. The train performance is significantly improved. I don't get frame hitching. The whole journey feels a lot smoother. I don't feel sick from the movement I previously got because of the low frame rate. But once you're in the starport, there's literally a connection now in the commerce line, and that will take you directly to the central business district. That connection there. Obviously, there's 2 trains that go there and back from there as well. You can't... just follow the signs. If you're lost in any of the train stations or any of the sort of like starports or anything, then just have a look at the signs. It's very, very simply laid out. There's some oxygen, sort of like vending machines. There is a map showing you where you're going from. So Tisa Spaceport, where I am at the moment, going to Central Station. So we have lots of screens and stuff and dynamic information coming to us in the game. I believe in 3.8 they want to have a lot more sort of like economy terminals and display terminals displaying more dynamic information about what's going on in the game and updating you with that sort of stuff. We will eventually have some quite interesting looking render to texture features coming. Obviously at the moment we can open up our Mobi glasses and talk to each other. We can actually stream our faces to one another, but they've got the Mako, they've got sort of like gameplay planned for you to be able to record or stream directly from in-game using cameras and things like that to another source in-game or for mission purposes. And we're not entirely sure what that will actually entail, whether you'll be able to stream to an Excel source, whether you'll be able to stream to somewhere else in game, whether you'll get UEC based on the amount of viewers you've got. It could be a lot of different things. It might be really simple, it might be really complex, but they do have the ability to have this quite complex render-to-texture system, as we've seen with the comms devices at the moment. And it would be cool to see people in-game streaming races or news, or having their own, effectively their own Twitch channels, but run in-game lore. That would be kind of interesting, kind of cool. We'll have to see what sort of level Star Citizen supports that. That might be a bit more of a pipe train. Sometimes I like to have a nice little rant while doing a little tour, but yeah, so new train line between the spaceport and the central business district, but Lorville has seen a good amount of improvements. It looks a good bit better. It performs hugely better, both ArcCorp and Lorville in the latest couple of P2 patches. Very high frame rates for me. I need to check out Levski again, but 3.5 is looking promising, but we are waiting on that server-side object container streaming tech for servers. That is super important for the future of the game in the shorter term, to be able to add microtech, to be able to add Crusader truly as it's supposed to be, and to be able to have a good level of performance in the game, but also to have higher server caps, and then to get more persistence in, to get server meshing in, and a load more server optimizations. So hopefully that will be done in the not too distant future. It is planned for 2019. We just don't know exactly where it's sitting on the roadmap yet. But tell me what you think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this sort of like more freeform, ranty, no, not even bullet points sort of video. I just sort of like talked as I was messing around and moving around in Lorville. But yeah, you guys take care. Tell me if you've got any questions in the comments below, and tell me what you'd like to see in the future. Every month we have a giveaway for a Star Citizen ship. For April 2019, we are giving away a Drake Corsair with lifetime insurance. It's the new concept ship focused on exploration, and the loaner for that ship is currently the Constellation Aquila and the Buccaneer. To be in for a chance of winning, be subscribed to my channel and comment on any video that I put out during April. Full details in the description below. Need a PC or upgrade to play Star Citizen? Consider Shadow. Shadow is a cloud-based subscription alternative to a gaming PC, and it works with Star Citizen Alpha 3.5 better than it ever has. It leverages the power of the internet to give you a Windows 10 gaming environment potentially anywhere. Check out the links below or go to shadow.tech for more information. Use the code BoredGamer to receive a discount on your subscription if you do decide to try it. I'm not sponsored or paid by Cloud Imperium in any way. This is a Star Citizen news and fan channel that is supported by you, the community. Patrons, donations, subscriber stars, YouTube members, that little join button underneath my videos, all help support the channel and allow me to create regular video content, maintain a website, upload podcasts, and more. If you wish to go that extra mile, it is amazingly helpful. There is occasional exclusive content for those that do as well.